Get started by the new topic, this thing. I've given you the basis, the background of the Delhi Sultanate, how it was established in Battle of Tarain. First battle and second battle, how Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated subsequently. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is now many things are changing. It's not working. It's working. Fans can also be open. Na? Fan on kar doga if you want. Chalo, khair. Okay. So as far as Delhi Sultanate is concerned, there are major 4 dynasties. Okay. And after the death of Ghori, his slave, Qutbuddin Aibak, established slave dynasties. Slave dynasty or dynasty of Delhi Sultans are divided into 5 parts. First, then came the Khaljis. This is the time period. Then came the Tughlaqs, then Saids, and then Lodhis. After that, Mughals came into scene. Guys, after coming of the Sultanate, we had a lot of changes. What are the impacts by and large? We see the onslaught. Yes, sitar was introduced by whom? There was a guy called Amir Khusro. He was the one he came with Alauddin Khalji. Hey? Horses, HOR, na? Horses. What was the impact these people were having? Off okay. This is also, you can on this also.
That is air purifier.
It has no impact. Please listen first. Then the point I'm trying to make is, what happens is when these people come to India, they bring a lot of things, which change a lot of things in India. Like, first of all, the basic thing is Islam comes to India in a larger scale. It wasn't there that Islam wasn't in India before this. Al-Biruni came to India. But the point is, he was a Moroccan. But the point is, Islam as a religion, which was a dominant religion, came to India and ruled India. On top of that, we had Sufi saints came to India. Music came to India, Persian music, with sitar being introduced in India. And khayal music also came to India. Horses came to India. Islamic art and architecture. The main important thing is introduction of arch and domes. The biggest example of domes is Qutub Minar or what? Taj Mahal. The basic crude example of arch and domes is, now we had, or what is calligraphy? Writing on the walls like this. आयतें लिखी होती है ना, अभी तो खराब सी लग रही है ऐसे. Beautiful calligraphies. Okay, so that is the cultural impact these people were having. Just to add to what I said, this was cultural kind of a thing. When it comes to political impact, we saw a very dominant religion coming to India. Like the Delhi Sultanate was influencing Vijayanagar and Bahmani kingdom also. How? Because the systems introduced by Vijayanagar Empire was also taken up by these empires, like the system of Ikta. We'll explain this also. So a lot of things changed. Politically, things changed. The empire came into the hands from Hindus to Muslims. Okay, culturally, Muslim religion came. Sharia came. Sharia is what? Muslim, religion. Okay. Sharia is a religion, like Hindu is religion. Hindu religion किससे Hindu code follow करता है, वो लोग Sharia follow करते हैं. Sharia is a law of Islam through which marriages happen and all. ठीक है? Indian penal code जैसे वो होता है ना, personal laws. Our personal laws is Hindu Marriage Act और Muslims का Sharia. ठीक है? समझे? जिनसे उनकी शादियां होती हैं and all. वो चल नहीं रहा क्या? It's not working. ये तो चल. हाँ. इसका फ्लिपर डाउन कर दो. हाँ बस ठीक है. फ्लिपर डाउन कर दो. और नीचे. हाँ बस ठीक है. ठीक है. The point is, ठीक है. So a lot of things happened. The basic thing I've told you. Subsequently, when this empire came into being after the slave dynasty and Khaljis, we had Tughlaq dynasty. Subsequently, Vijayanagar Empire. We had two parallels. The Tughlaq dynasty was in North India by and large, till Maharashtra. And in Karnataka region, we had Vijayanagar. And as far as Bahmani is concerned, Bahmanis were also influenced by Muslim rulers because Bahmani was also a Muslim rule. That's why we had so much of impact in Bidar, Ahmednagar, Hyderabad. Islam, therefore, is also there, not in deep south, but in middle, Deccan. Okay, तभी हमारा देखो, there's a lot of Muslim population in Hyderabad. He knows about it. There's old Hyderabad. Okay, yeah. Then we have our architecture also there. What was that? And Charminar is also there. Okay, so all this is what we see. History is still there. At the same time, we have Uwaishi Sahab, who is a representative of Muslims from there, very educated person, AMM, and he's also from a royal family. I think he's a royal family. Foreign services. Okay. So historically, as I told you, not even Hindus or upper caste Hindus, Muslims or Sayyid Muslims or upper caste Muslims are also representing the nation. Starting from 12th to 13th century, because a lot of people were converted to Islam in Sufism. Well, I'll explain this. I explain that also. Okay. So I hope you have written this. So we had the onslaught of Muslim invaders. Some of invaders just went. Somnath was looted 17 times, as we have discussed, and Prithviraj was defeated in the Battle of Terain. And then we had rule of Muslims. Why? Because in the Middle East, there was a lot of chaos, a lot of factional fighting going on. In Afghanistan, in Turkey, in Iran, the Muslim rulers, because it was a basically Muslim state and very disturbed and unstable state. So these people had to move towards Afghanistan and Hindustan area. They found the area is good, though the weather is harsh comparatively, because in Iran, Iraq, the weather is little Mediterranean. The Mediterranean influence is there. Though it's a desert, but the point is it's a cold desert. Morocco kya hai? Cold desert. Okay, so these people had to come to India in the search of land, in the search of food, in the search of empire, because Islam ka base hi se ye tha ki apne religion ko badhawa do. And there were two sects of Islam that time, if I may use the term. aggressive Islamization, and liberal Islam. That was Sufism. कैसे था? Similarly, Hinduism में क्या था? Liberal Hinduism. After Hinduism got more liberal in Brahma Samaj and Arya Samaj, because it was only the Brahma Samaj, Arya Samaj Bhaktism where the domination of Brahmins was coming down. Why? Because these were accepting the authority of God, but the point is there should not be any mediator. Same way, Sufis also said that for ulema is not important for Sufis. That's why after 12th, 13th century, ye Hindu jitne Muslims hain, these are converted Hindus.
Yes, sir.
These people who are staying in Bidar, Ahmednagar, Hyderabad are Hindus, but they were converted due to Sufism. समझ रहे हो? Especially you see, आप लोग तुगलकाबाद फोर्ट गए हो? नहीं गए होगे शायद. दिल्ली में there is the town of Delhi is made during the time of Mughals also, or Delhi Sultanate. So we see the old Chandni Chowk, then we see the Red Fort. The area was old Delhi. ठीक है? It was only during the time period of Tughlaq dynasty that Delhi took a shape. Delhi was outskirt Delhi. Tughlakabad, there's a place near Saket. ठीक है? So a lot of things changed. Architecture, culture, political ways. Okay, chalo likhe. Slave dynasty. First is slave dynasty. Time period लिख लो उसका 1206 to 1290. The slave dynasty was also called Mameluke dynasty. Mameluke dynasty. Mamluk was the Arabic word meaning owned. Means owned. Used to distinguish the important Turkish slaves. Used to distinguish the important Turkish slaves, chiefly meant for military service. Chiefly meant for military services. Qutbuddin Aybak. Qutbuddin Aybak was the one. Qutbuddin Aybak was a Turkish slave of Muhammad Ghori. Who played an important role in the expansion of Turkish Sultanate in India. After the Battle of Tarain. And was made the governor of Ghori's Indian possessions. Guys, please understand slavery in the ancient Middle East. The point is these slaves are raised from very childhood. मैंने तुम्हें बताया था, these people, slave dynasties, because Ghori had a lot of slaves. अब छोटे छोटे बच्चों को they used to capture, they used to train them. diplomacy, military skills. Then they used to raise them. उनको क्या करना चाहिए कर देते थे, मैनिपुलेट कर देते थे. And then they used to, अब जो भाई जिसको बचपन से रेस किया बच्चे की तरह हो गया वो, so they are idolizing them like that only. Now they are making them governors, then they make them rulers. गौरी तो वापस चला गया, and he put somebody on his throne. That's why it's called slave dynasties, because the owner itself was a slave. That was Qutbuddin Aibak. Okay, so he was known as Lakh Baksh. He was known as Lakh Baksh, और गिवर ऑफ लैक्स, जो दूसरों को लाख रुपए दान कर देता है. गिवर ऑफ लैक्स, लाख रुपए. Here there are very less details given, but please write. He was a slave, as we know. He constructed Quwwatul Islam Mosque in Delhi and constructed Adai Din ka Jhopda. Ye 1 and 2. He started Qutub Minar, but that was fully constructed by Iltutmish. Ye तीनों points लिख लो please. First, he constructed Quwwatul Islam in Delhi. इतना ही लिखो. Then he constructed Adai Din ka Jhopda in Ajmer, and then he constructed Qutub Minar, dedicated to Sufi Khwaja Qutbuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki. Guys, please, so these mosques were being constructed Iltutmish. अभी लिखो मत उसको. Guys, there are two factors why this Qutub Minar was constructed. First reason is Bakhtiyar Kaki, he was a Sufi saint, which we'll understand in Sufism. The difference between Sufism and Bhaktism is nothing. It's just the flip of religion. Why some religion is trying to be more liberal? Because we are living in India. We are ruling which state? India, which is a Hindu state. And if we rule them through aggressive Islam, then there can be more repulsion. So they need a liberal Muslim sect, which is Sufism. Bhaktism में क्या होता? हमने क्या किया था? Bhagavatism में we opened our gates for lower caste people also. Same happened to Sufism. Lot of people who are lower caste in Hindu were drifted towards Muslims, and then they became Muslims. So this is Islamization, and now we have so much of Muslim population in Hyderabad, Bidar, Delhi, Jaunpur, Bareilly. List goes on. Yes. ठीक है. फरीदाबाद. Farid was a Sufi saint. वो तो पूरा ही अलग ही देश है. Yeah, Gujarat also, Uttar Pradesh also. See, the seat, as I told you, Kannauj was the seat because it was very fertile. Kannauj UP में आता है. UP, Western UP का mostly region was occupied. Occupied by whom? अरे फिर वैसे क्लिप हो रहा है. Was occupied. They took Deccan also, because after capturing the North India, the Muslim rulers moved to South India. And the areas we just talked about, take Deccan, Bidar, we'll discuss that also. So, lot of historians say that the Islam को aggressively नहीं India में लाया गया. It was only Sufism which is responsible for spread of Muslim Islam in India. ठीक है? चलो, ये हो गया, समझ में आ गया? Okay. Now, just come to There was a question in last year UPSC exam that Mongols came to India during this time. Okay, don't write he was son-in-law of Qutbuddin Aibak. Please understand it. These two facts are very important, and this fact third. Okay, please write only these three. Look at the time period he has this thing. 1206 to 1210, 4 years. Guys, the rule has been established. It has to be ruled by certain economic policies. Clear? Okay. Guys, there was a ICTA system which they have written. ICTA system is a revenue collecting system. भाई there are two types of lands. What is खलीसा land, which is land of the crown. भाई इससे क्या करेगा राजा ही या सुल्तान ही क्या करेगा रेवेन्यू एक्सट्रैक्ट करेगा. बट अब भाई कई चेले चपाटे भी चाहिए, तो there other type of land is called ICTA land, which is भाई you collect 20%, तुम्हें जितना चाहिए दे दो, 20, 30, 40, बाकी तुम किसको दो? सुल्तान को. अगर नहीं दिया तो ICTA land is ठीक है, लिख लो. यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? पीछे जस्ट योर तेरे पीछे. Okay, and Mongols were a threat this time only. Guys, skip Razia Sultan. Transfer to other iqtidars. Transfer to other iqtidars. Now, the very important ruler is 𝐂𝐨𝐻𝐬𝐵𝐬𝐷 Balban. Yeah. Only names. ठीक है, अंदाजा आ जाएगा. The time period is very this thing. If you won't be able to remember, but the point is, please कोशिश करो कि names लिख लो. चलो ठीक है. See, he was the first lady and she was assassinated. इसमें लिखा नहीं होगा. हाँ, yes, killed by 𝐂𝐨𝐻𝐬𝐵𝐬𝐷. 𝐂𝐶𝐻𝐬𝐵𝐬𝐷 are the nobles. हाँ हाँ तभी कोई दिक्कत नहीं. They were efficient 40 soldiers, 40 nobles. Who were called Turkane Chehelgani. Means the king will be assisted by these nobles, 40 nobles called Turkane Chehelgani. And she was killed by those Turkane Chehelganis. Razia Sultan. बहुत बड़ी बात है, मुस्लिम रूलर्स भी एक लेडी को रानी बना रहे हैं. बट या ठीक है. Oh, that yeah, she was not accepted. But UPSC doesn't ask you who was daughter of whom. It's not UPSC's thing. But एक होता है ना कि वो वाला history, वो जो आप जाते हो, you go to Forte and somebody comes to you and he tells you the stories. It's like that. ठीक है, Nasruddin you can write. The important king is, or the sultan is, Ghiyasuddin Balban. Now the obvious question arises that was it a theocratic state? Or is it a despotic state? क्या होता है थियोक्रेटिक स्टेट? Religious rule or rule of religion. देखो भाई, lot of rulers said that we are like gods, like Balban. ठीक है, lot of rulers did not. Like Alauddin Khalji said, I don't believe in Islam, because that's why he put so many iqtadars as Hindus, because you are ruling a nation which is Hindu rule, so you cannot disrespect other religions. The best thing to do is take a neutral stand. So yes, you can say by and large it was a theocratic state. It was more of a despotic state जहाँ सुल्तान एक होता है. लेकिन सुल्तान का मतलब क्या होता है? पर्शियन में सुल्तान का मतलब होता है ठीक है, सुल्तान का मतलब होता है फर्स्ट अमंग द इक्वल्स, कह सकते हो. So I'm just giving you the historical this thing. ठीक है. So Balban comes to the power. He tries to decrease the power of whom? These Turkana Chelgani 40 this thing. ठीक है. Please लिखो. The time period is 1266 to 1286. Balban was one of the main architects of Delhi Sultanate. Delhi Sultanate. According to Balban, the Sultan was the god's shadow on earth. गॉड शैडो ऑन अर्थ को ही कहते हैं जिल्ले इलाही. अभी तुमने सुना होगा कई बार जिल्ले इलाही. अभी आजकल एक सीरियल गया है ना अकबर का, देखते हो लोग कॉमेडी, मतलब कुछ अकबर है जोधा अकबर टाइप्स आता है ना कुछ. जोधा अकबर देखा ना? Balban introduced rigorous court discipline. Court discipline. And new customs such as सिजदा. सिजदा मतलब झुकना, इसको लिखते हैं प्रोस्ट्रेशन. एंड पेबोस लिखो PROSTRATION. बाव करना, टू बाव somebody like this, किसी के सामने ऐसे झुकना. एंड पैबोस मीन्स किसिंग द सुल्तान्स फीट, पैरों को चूमना. ऐसे लोग भी है बताओ, जिल्ले इलाही टाइप्स. टू प्रूव हिज सुपीरियरिटी ओवर द नोबल्स. टू प्रूव हिज superiority over nobles. When Balban became the Sultan, his position was not secure. Many Turkish chiefs were hostile to him. The Mongols were looking forward for an opportunity. The Mongols were looking forward for an opportunity to attack the Sultanate. He separated, next paragraph, he separated the Diwan-e-Uzarat, finance department, UN, उनजारत और उजारत उसको पढ़ते हैं, finance department from Diwan-e-Arz military department. He separated finance department Diwan-e-Arz to Uzarat to Diwan-e-Arz. He reorganized the Diwan-e-Arz. He reorganized the Diwan-e-Arz and deployed the army in different parts of the country to put down the rebellion. Okay. Then we have Khaljis. Yes. Malik Muhammad Jaisi ने क्या लिखी? पद्मावत. That's the historical source. हाँ वो मूवी है. असली. ठीक है. So what do you know about Khaljis? Malik Jaisi, writer था. He was a writer who wrote Padmavat in Braj Bhasha. In which language? Braj language. And it's very important in Hindi literature, पता है? And he gives a very important historical narrative for how Khalji comes, Alauddin comes, and how Johar करती है ना लड़कियां. So all girls just burn themselves when because Alauddin Khalji, gradually what happened was slave dynasty established Islam in India, based in India. Then Khaljis expanded. Where? There was a guy called Malik Kafur. Movie में देखा होगा आपने. Malik Kafur goes to south, like Ahmednagar, Bidar, and other regions, and expands the rule southwards. Because they have secured their position in Delhi, they have captured Delhi, they have administered Delhi in 90 years. 90 साल तक ये लोग करते हैं. Okay, please look at the time period we are talking about. 1290 और 1190 से 1290 में 100 साल का फर्क है. Okay, so Jalaluddin Khalji was a Turk but settled in Afghanistan. Please write this. And he was the uncle of Alauddin Khalji. Okay, ये भी लिखो. 1 and 2. Only 2 points. Yes, yes. First this and this. Jalaluddin Khalji repelled the attack of Mongols. देखो भाई मंगोल्स अटैक करते रह रहे हैं इस टाइम तक till they were defeated by Alauddin Khalji. आपने मूवी में एक सीन देखा होगा, वो एक मंगोल का गला लेके आता है, देखा आपने? तो इस चीज से याद रखना. Jalaluddin repelled the attack of Mongols under Abdullah and the Mongols under Abdullah. अंडर इसको यार बंद करके पीछे का चला दो ना, है ना? It's very coding. Abdullah and the Mongols who settled near Delhi were called New Musalmans. Who settled near Delhi were called New Musalmans. He was generous and also He was generous and also the first Sultan of the Delhi Sultanate to have a benevolent attitude towards Hindu. Okay. He was killed by movie में दिखाया ना? He was killed by whom? Alauddin Khilji. So इतना ही लिखो बस, just for your information. Then write please Alauddin Khilji, 1296 to 1316. These are very important. Please write these. Names are important. Dates might not be, but by and large you should know that where did he. क्योंकि ऐसा हुआ है कि UPSC has asked कि during the reign of Alauddin Khilji, Mongols invaded. तो आपको पता है कि Mongols invade कर रहे हैं. So please keep this in mind. Where is Devgiri? Daulatabad. Daulatabad is in Maharashtra. Guys, Alauddin Khilji जिसने अपने nephew उसको ही मार दिया है ना? He is very ruthless. Movie says everything. So very ruthless. He expanded his empire to the Gujarat, Ranthambore, Chittor, Malwa, where we had a lot of Rajput kings, rename. So please write. Policy of tolerance was reversed by Alauddin Khilji. Policy of tolerance was reversed by Alauddin Khilji. Reversed. उल्टा कर दिया इसने. Tolerance नहीं होगा बोला. Awarded drastic punishments to all. Awarded drastic punishments to all who opposed him. He decided to curb the power of nobles. He decided to curb the powers of the nobles and the interference of ulema. Ulema कौन है? Who is the ulema? Who is the guru, dharm guru of Muslims? Please write. According to Ziauddin Barni, he writes a book called Tarikh-e-Firozshahi. Firozshahi, Firuzshai, of Firoz. Alauddin was convinced that intermarriages between noble families inefficient spy system drinking liquor were the basic daru thamba were the basic reasons for the rebellion. ठीक है, देखो भाई अलाउद्दीन का और यूपीएससी वालों का भी सेम, ज्यादा पार्टी करोगे, ज्यादा मस्ती में आ जाओगे, ज्यादा यारी दोस्ती करोगे तो निपट जाओगे, फिर वो आपको पेपर में याद आता है. तो पेपर मैंने आपको क्या बताया था, क्या याद आया आपको जब मैंने अपने पेपर को देखा? व्हाट वाज योर फर्स्ट रिएक्शन? वो पेपर में पता चलेगा बेटा कि वो कैसा पढ़ाया है, फिर भागते फिरोगे सर के पीछे. छोड़ो, चक्कर क्या है ना, देखो द पॉइंट इज व्हाट आई एम टीचिंग यू is the thing which I have been taught by the best. I'm not the best, they are the best who taught us, and I can unquestionably say that कि दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी के प्रोफेसर बहुत ऊंचे हैं भाई, and they're the ones who are making papers. I know that क्योंकि I saw the paper. I know that जिसने पढ़ा, क्लास का पढ़ा हुआ पूछ रहा है यार. क्लास में 1 month we were taught अकबर, 1 साल मैंने एंशिएंट पढ़ी है, पूरा 1 साल एंशिएंट पढ़ा है, 1 साल मिडिवल पढ़ा है, 1 साल मॉडर्न पढ़ा है, and including world history. You see, the amount of knowledge those people have is unquestionable, unparalleled. No coaching institute can match that. We can just try. You get my point? The paper, the questions we picked, the things I picked were past years. उसमें कई मैंने तुम्हें करा भी दिए थे. But उनमें से ही derive होकर कुछ पूछा जाएगा. You might be able to know or might be able to eliminate at least. कि ये दोनों तो नहीं थे यार. So your chances to get into the plus thing is more. I don't claim कि मेरा पढ़ाया हुआ आएगा. I claim कि you will be able to tackle the question your own way. ठीक है, that's why I chronology के क्वेश्चन थे, contemporaries के क्वेश्चन होंगे, बुक्स के क्वेश्चन होंगे, पहले उसके क्वेश्चन थे, which we think यार कौन पूछेगा यार. एडिक्स के तो चलो नहीं पूछता, लेकिन फिर भी which was the question which you thought that you won't be able to do but you did after the classes? सीता दक्ष तो कुछ और था. और चलो ठीक है, my point is not to say कि 30 सही हो गए, 40 सही हो गए. My point is you should understand what is UPSC is being asking. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. And what happens is you go through a YouTube video and read it, but then you make your own notes. They are totally different. YouTube video में आप connect नहीं कर पाते. आप समझ रहे हो? Now you can interact कि सर मेरे को तो साउथ का समझ नहीं आ रहा यार, क्या चल रहा है. So somebody is there to fill the gaps. That's very important. ठीक है, चलो. Alauddin established a huge permanent army. For protection against Mongol invasion. You know that story, na? Okay. Expedition of Chittor. In 1303, Alauddin seized Chittor. According to some scholars, he attacked because he coveted Padmini. किसकी रानी थी वो? A beautiful queen of Raja Ratan Singh. देखो, and you know the story. The Rajput women, including Rani Padmini, performed Johar. जौहर किसे कहते हैं? करण जौहर वाला जौहर नहीं. Performed Johar. किसमें लिखा हुआ है? एज पर बुक ऑफ मलिक मोहम्मद जायसी, पद्मावत किताब लिखी है. ठीक है. Administration of Alauddin Khalji. Quickly. Administration of Alauddin Khalji. Military reforms. उसने पहला आधार कार्ड लाया था, मतलब वो कैसे बोलो? He introduced चेहरा and दाग. चेहरा means detailed description of every soldier. Detailed description of every soldier. चेहरा मतलब yes. वो आधार कार्ड टाइप्स. चेहरा means detailed description of, and दाग means branding of horse. घोड़ा ये अच्छा है, ये बेकार है टाइप्स. चेहरा है दाग, DAGH. दाग नहीं होता, दाग लग जाता है शरीर पे. दाग अच्छे टाइप्स. Yes, identity. You might have seen those cows. Cow के कान में क्या लगाते हैं आजकल? Identification. देखा है? बस समझ गया ना? दाग means branding of horses. अब branding of horses क्यों होती थी भाई? क्योंकि यार देखो efficient. अब उस टाइम तो कार नहीं होता था ना, Lamborghini चला, ये जान ले, वो टाइप से गाना भी है ना. उस टाइम पे क्या होते थे? घोड़े efficient हो, घोड़े की जरूरत थी. उसके लिए क्या है? पता होना चाहिए कौन सा घोड़ा अच्छा है. बादल घोड़ा जैसे. You see, yesterday I was just going through a Vijayanagar documentary, and Portuguese came here because they bought horses. In Vijayanagar Empire, a lot of construction activities were happening, which we discussed, and those activities were happening. Irrigation technologies came from Portugal, so वो लोग यहाँ आते थे. ठीक है? They used to get horses because that's what he wanted. बाकी तो हमारे पास सब कुछ था ही. ठीक है? चलो, market reforms. Different market reforms. He paid his soldiers in cash, and he introduced. This is very important. 1, 2, and 3. He controlled black marketing. Please remember this. But the point is, efficient market control was very important. उसका खुद का ही local RBI था, मतलब कि भाई मॉनिटर होना चाहिए पैसे को. एंड मंडी का क्या होना चाहिए? Essential commodities, मतलब होर्डिंग नहीं होनी चाहिए. अगर होर्डिंग हुई तो हाथ काट देगा. ठीक है? लड़की को ताड़ोगे तो आंख फोड़ देगा. ठीक है? हो गया guys? After this we have Tughlaqs. Okay? Tughlaqs नहीं. Tughlaqs were also Turks, huh? Tughlaqs were also Turks. Tughlaq dynasty was founded by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq in 1320. देखो मैंने बताया था ना, the Tughlaqabad city, it's in the outskirts of Delhi. When I went to this thing, I used to go there, Tughlaqabad fort. पहले तो लोग जाते नहीं थे, but it's a platform which is, मतलब रोड है ऐसे, और उसके ऊपर इतना बड़ा सा बना हुआ है फोर्ट. दो तरफ है रोड के, इस तरफ इस तरफ, और इतना बड़ा फोर्ट बना हुआ है, मस्त है वो, ऊपर उसके अलग से ही बना हुआ बाउंड्रीज लाइक दिस। सबका दिल्ली में ही है वो, साउथ दिल्ली में, बीच में रोड है एंड इट्स अ प्लेटफॉर्म। यहाँ पर वो है ना अरावलीज, तो उसके ऊपर भी बना था, बहुत अच्छा है, इट्स वेरी, आई रियली लाइक इट वेरी मच। ठीक है, सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज गियासुद्दीन तुगलक, फाउंडर ऑफ तुगलक डायनेस्टी, फाउंडर ऑफ तुगलक डायनेस्टी, and the first sultan to take the title of Ghazi, G-H-A-Z-I. Ghazi means slayer of infidels. Infidels, इसमें लिखा हुआ। I'll spell you. I-N-F-I-D-E-L-S. Infidels means kafir. Kafir means non-Muslims. First sultan to start irrigation works. And he had a troublesome relationships सूफी सेंट निजामुद्दीन औलिया। निजामुद्दीन औलिया की दरगाह कहां पर है? And one fact is also important, ये लिख लो, his son defeated काकतीयाज। काकतीयाज आर द कंटेम्पररीज। काकतीयाज कहां पर थे? आंध्र प्रदेश में। Nice. So that you understand that what is going on. ठीक है, देन मोहम्मद, अच्छा लिख रहे हो, मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक। तुगलक, व्हाई इज तुगलक फेमस? कहते थे वो पागल है। Guys, the main point is this one, this two, this three. See, there were three types of reform. पहले सुन लो, उसके बाद लिखो। Three types of reforms introduced by him. First is, अब मंगोल्स का अटैक होता था, तो what he did was he shifted his capital from Delhi to दौलताबाद। दौलताबाद है महाराष्ट्र में, दिल्ली से कितना दूर है? लगभग 1500 किलोमीटर दूर। अब भाई ने क्या किया, माल फूकता था, पता नहीं क्या करता था। जून की गर्मी में पूरा चलो सारे दिल्ली से, एवरीबडी वेंट फॉर महाराष्ट्र इन जून 1300 समथिंग। आधे लोग रास्ते में ही निपट गए। पहली गलती, अच्छा किया था लेकिन टाइम गलत था। ठीक है, फिर क्या किया भाई ने? साउथ में बहुत ज्यादा एक्सपेडिशन करनी शुरू कर दिए, दिल्ली छोड़ दी, दूसरी गलती। तीसरी गलती, सिल्वर टन का, सिल्वर के कॉइन्स शुरू कर दिए। अब क्या हुआ, सिल्वर इजीली अवेलेबल था, सॉरी कॉइन्स वो कर दिए उसे, तो जितने भी लोग थे वो घर पे कॉइन्स बनाने शुरू कर दिए। उस टाइम पे क्या होता था, पहले बार्टर सिस्टम चलता था, तो उसने, क्योंकि कॉइन बहुत अच्छी चीज थी लेकिन मॉनिटरिंग नहीं की, लोगों ने घर में ही कॉइन बनाना शुरू कर दिया। आप समझ रहे हो? फर्स्ट गलती वाज शिफ्टेड इज कैपिटल फ्रॉम दिल्ली टू दौलताबाद इन जून, दैट वाज अ ब्लंडर। सेकंड थिंग, एक्सपीडिशन ऑफ साउथ, तुमसे नॉर्थ समझ नहीं रहा, साउथ जा रहे हो। अलाउद्दीन वाज एफिशिएंट एंड ही डिड नॉट गो हिमसेल्फ, ही सेंट मलिक काफूर। उसमें एक डायलॉग है कि हुकुम उसको उसकी घरवाली समझो, बीवी समझो, इतना प्यार था उनके आपस। वो तो लड़कों से प्यार कर लेते थे ना। देयर इज अ फेमस राइटिंग ऑफ इस्मत आपा, ऐसे सुना तुमने? नहीं सुना होगा। तुमने एक मूवी देखी है मंटो? मंटो नवाजुद्दीन सिद्दीकी की? नहीं। क्या देखा है तुमने जीवन में? नरूतो देखते तुम? डेथ नोट, अच्छा है। मतलब क्या, मुझे सस्पेंस वाला चीज बताओ यार, जिसमें मतलब ऐसा लगे कि बस एज पे बैठ के देखो टीवी, ये नहीं कि चिंदी। अच्छा, क्या है प्लॉट? अच्छा हाँ
So each one will have one book.
अच्छा
They know who will cross to die.
oh nice
So one day what happens is one day by mistakenly he just from hell he falls on ground. One boy finds it in his school.
वो बुक को oh
Then he carries it to home. Then there will be an index, a preamble of it. There will be like you write.
अब तो सस्पेंस में बताना भाई देख सस्पेंस में बताना but लेकिन you tell me the generic story
He will report if he gets a rating and dies one person. He dies.
oh
He writes another person's name. Even he dies there. Since then, he start killing criminals. So all of a sudden, people will think in China, why is every criminal is dying in span of times of thousands of criminals. So there will be an investigation team. Even those he killed, like his father is a police. This guy's father. This guy's father is head of that investigation team. This guy's father, he's a very good. The student is very good. He's very intelligent. So no one will suspect him. Like that, some 50, 60, some 100 episodes will go. Every episode will be some 30 minutes. So like every episode will be very interesting. And after some time, the demo will come to that guy. So he has the book, right? Whoever touches the book, he can be able to see the demo. So there will be another book, simultaneously like found, and that will be found by another guy. So if anybody have the book, they can see like how many, like what are you thinking, what videos are like everything they can see. Very interesting.
So I remember this when I was in college. There was a book called, you might have heard about it, a doctor called, Sherlock Holmes is written by a doctor called Joseph Bell. देखो यार आर्थर होम्स ने लिखी सॉरी आर्थर डॉयल ने लिखी हुई है आर्थर कॉनन डॉयल करके एक राइटर है तुम पढ़ते पढ़ते तो हो नहीं कैना कॉनन डॉयल है तो ही राइट्स अबाउट शर्लॉक होम्स देख के बता देगा कि क्या करके आया कहाँ से आया क्या है क्या नहीं सो वेरी मच फैसिनेटेड आई अंडरस्टैंड बिकॉज आई एम बीन टू सो मेनी प्लेसेस आप बोलोगे तो ही मैं समझ जाऊंगा आप कहाँ पर क्यों बट द पॉइंट इज this is taken from 1920s doctor called I was talking about that Sherlock Holmes is imaginary but there was a doctor इसका नाम मैं भूल गया क्या नाम था उनका Doyle is a writer of Sherlock Holmes there was Joseph Bell was an actual doctor जो देख के बता देता था कि अरे यार इसको ये तकलीफ है ये इधर से आया है इसकी घर की कंडीशन ऐसी है there's a scene in Sherlock Holmes where उसका एक दोस्त है क्या नाम है उसका डॉक्टर है वो उसका दोस्त है सो वो एक लड़की को डेट कर रहा होता है तो वो उसको पूछता है कि कैसी है ये सब तो कहते चुप रही हो प्लीज डोंट टेल तो वो उसके गले में एक नेकलेस होता है तो थोड़ी देर ऑब्जर्व करता है कुछ नहीं वो लड़के वो स्मार्ट हर बात आंसर तेरी याद होती है तो शर्लॉक होम्स इज लाइक दैट ओनली बिकॉज ही इज वेरी इंटेलिजेंट सिंस ही इज वेरी इंटेलिजेंट तो उसके अंदर का होता है ना आईटीज होते हैं उनको अंदर बहुत खुजली होती है कि मुझे ये भी पता है तो देन वो बताता है उसको ये तेरा नहीं है तू कहीं काम करती है तूने अपनी नौकरानी वहाँ पर उससे मांगा वैसे उसके ऊपर चाय फेंक देती हो सो सम यू नो So he's that much intelligent. So Joseph Bell भी ऐसी थे. You'll come to him किसी ने पेट में दर्द है, तेरे पेट में दर्द झूठ बोल रहा है तो चल तेरे को छुट्टी चाहिए and all. So he was like that. So you know these things are very fascinating. The other day I saw this South Indian movie called जो South India में वो क्या movie है यार वो? It's a very famous movie. Detective Atre. मुझे I really like that. What is the actor's name? हाँ.
He's in this movie also.
अच्छा धोनी अच्छा बंगाल में ओके ही इज दैट सीनियर ओह तो गाली सिखाता उसको ओके नो आई डिड नॉट नो दैट no I love it. You know, you see, thing is, I easily find things now. I'm aged. On top of that, I was very backbencherish. So you cannot fool me. I would know you smoke, you do whatever. But the point is, मैं खुद ही ऐसा था. जब मैं 24 साल का था, तो मैं भी खुद को बॉन्ड समझता था. इसका प्रॉब्लम क्या है? मैं खुद को बहुत हैंडसम समझता हूँ. प्रॉब्लम क्या है? मेरी भांजी 10 साल की है. I called her and आज उसका बर्थडे वैसे. उसका नाम मिष्टी है. So I called her. तो मैंने मुझे पता है वही बोल रहे थे. मैंने कहा आप कौन बोल रहे हैं? वो पता क्या बोलती है? इंसान. देखो आजकल के बच्चे तुमसे भी एक स्टेप आगे. So you will have to adopt. I'm doing a love marriage. My father, the girl is from other caste, from other region. मेरे माँ बाप को तो क्या करना पड़ रहा है? एडजस्ट करना पड़ रहा है. When you become older, then you realize there are many fellows in metros. वो सोचते हैं उनसे शावा कोई है नहीं. I offer them seat. It's okay. It's absolutely fine. I'm well trained. I know how to, handle. I can kill 2 people. But the point is, what is the point of killing people? मारना है तो उधर ही मार लेते. You give me a gun, I'll open it in 30 seconds. I again put it 1 minute में. What is the point? Why? Why kill people? Stay in your skin. मजे में रहो. And it's very good when you're thin, shorter, nobody notices you. Still मारो. You see? I mean, that's what I believe in. कि पैसा हो तो अपने पास रखो. Don't show off. Knowledge है तो अपने पास रखो. ताकत है तो अपने पास रखो. Don't show off. लिस्ट में नाम आता है, बैग पकड़ो, निकल जाओ. YouTube बुलाएगा तो कोई ना कोई बुला ही लेगा. Everything has to be in modern. Like, अच्छी बॉडी बनाओ, अच्छी लड़की पटाओ, अच्छी लड़की शादी करो, अच्छा घर बसाओ, पैसे कमाओ. Be happy. That's what I believe in. It shouldn't be like 50 करोड़ कमा के आप रात को सो नहीं रहे हो. Moderation. पढ़ो, डेली पढ़ो. ये नहीं कि तुम एक दिन 6 बजे उठ के जोश में पढ़ रहे हो और दूसरे दिन छोड़ दी किताब. That will not serve any purpose. What thing I learned in army is 4 a.m. mean, I don't remember, 2 years I woke up at 4 a.m. What was the last time you woke up at 4 a.m.? 2 years. I was in boarding school every day 10 kilometers, 7 years. Every day 10 kilometers. तुम में से कितने लोग 5 किलोमीटर से ज्यादा दौड़े हो आज तक? कभी दौड़े हो 10 किलोमीटर से ऊपर? कितने बारी? You know, I don't remember 10 किलोमीटर तो मुझे याद भी नहीं है. 20-25 तो मैं 2-3 बारी दौड़ा हूँ, लेकिन 10 किलोमीटर तो मुझे याद भी नहीं मैं कितने बार दौड़ा हूँ. Maybe 100 times. Maybe. So, I mean, it's of no use. Extremes कोई जरूरी नहीं है. अब किसको दिखाना है यार? No point. Go, live your life, be in the moment. Don't just think of your phone and why. और मैं तो ऐसे elite commandos से मिलाऊँ ना, तुम like thin. You know how many people have killed? 516, 548. हम लोग कौन है उनके सामने? I met an NSG guy, national security guy, elite commando. And लोगों को क्या है ना, गर्मी ज्यादा होती है, तो ट्रेन में ऐसे कुछ there was a point. So he was really sitting ऐसे, मैं तो पहचान गया फौजी है, तो ऐसी बातें होती है. भाई किस में काम करते हो? कहता सर मैं NSG में. तो you know NSG क्या होता है? I mean, NSG is topmost commando. Oh, NSG बहुत tough है यार. मेरे तो फेफड़े फूल गए CISF में. Then I realized कि गलती से कोई अपने से तगड़ा टकरा गया तो तोड़ के मरोड़ के फेंक देगा. समझ रहे हो? So ज़्यादा हीरो नहीं बनना. दिल्ली इज द सीट ऑफ पावर. कोई NSG का होगा, कोई SPG का होगा. आपके मेट्रो में कितने लोग IB के होंगे पता है आपको? चलो काम करो. बहुत ज्यादा इंस्पिरेशन की बातें हो गई. मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक. Okay. Yes. Please write. Transferred his capital from Delhi to Devgiri, that is Daulatabad. After repulsing an attack on Mongols, he planned to occupy खुर्सन. एक जगह है अफगानिस्तान के पास बॉर्डर में. बट ही लेटर अबंडन्ड द प्लान. मतलब कोशिश की थी, वांटेड टू ऑर्गेनाइज एन आर्मी, बट ही disbanded it. मतलब he left the plan. During the last days of his reign, the whole South India became independent. And 3 major states emerged. First, Vijayanagar kingdom. By Hariharya and Bukka. Bahmani kingdom by Hassan Gangu. in 1347. And Sultanate of Madurai by rebellion of Hassan Shah, third one, of Madurai. The rebellion of Hassan Shah resulted in the establishment of Madurai Sultanate. Guys, now we have last ruler. Please put write his name. P.O. Shah Tughlaq. He ruled from 1351 to 89. Okay. He imposed jizya. Y-A hai na ye? J-A-Z-I-Y-A. Jizya is a tax on non-Muslims. ठीक है? एक मिनट. Non-Muslims. मैं हिंदुओं पे टैक्स था जजिया, जो अकबर ने हटा दिया था. Then British called him the father of irrigation department. This is also important. This is first, this is second, this is third, and these are the two. I'm putting it at 4. ठीक है? दीवाने खैरत, चैरिटी, खैरात मिल रही है मतलब ऐसा बोलते हैं. दीवाने बंदगाम, that is बंदा मतलब slave होता है. तभी बंदी मत कहना लड़की को. बंदी का मतलब भी slave होता है. ठीक है? Guys, these 4 points, please write. Then we'll move forward. बंदी मतलब मैं हम लोग दिल्ली में कहते हैं ना बंदी लड़की को, ऐसे इसकी बंदी. हमारे यहाँ तो फंटू कहते हैं पहाड़ी में. हाँ, फंटू. तुम्हारे क्या कहते हैं गर्लफ्रेंड को? ओ भाई साहब, अलग ही चलता है. पिल्ला है? ओके ओके ओके. यहाँ तो पिल्ला तो कुत्ते को कहते हैं. अच्छा.
Hindu words are somewhat contradictory.
अच्छा.
Few words are means few Telugu words are anniversary.
Oh, maybe yes, it happens to.
It feels like
कोई गाली दे रहा है कि कोई गाली दे रहा है. Yeah, I understand. In Tamil also. Okay, done. Will be. No. Iktas were important. UPSC will ask question. Revival of Iktadari, they will not ask. They'll ask about Iktadaris. Then I'll show you. There is a term, whole lot of terms. I'll make you write. So, guys, this is Sayyids, a very brief period. Okay? Because Lodhis are more important. Just write the time period of Sayyids. Okay? This much only. Then we'll move to Lodhis. Lodhis are very important. नहीं, because they ruled for a very brief period, na? Guys, Lodhis become very important. Yeah. Done? Guys, the time period of Lodhis, please write Lodhi dynasty from 1451 to 1526, that is Battle of Panipat. Lodhis were the last ruling dynasties or last ruling families of Sultanate period. And the first to be headed by Afghans. And the first to be headed by Afghans, who were ruling over Sirhind when the Sayyids were in India. Okay, this founder, you start with Bahlul Lodhi, but इसमें इन्होंने दिया नहीं है. Please write Bahlul Lodhi. Yeah, was the founder, and very important ruler is Sikandar Lodhi. Bahlul Lodhi's time period is 1451 to 1489. Okay, please write about Sikandar Lodhi after this. It was very important. The time period was 1489 to 1517. Yes, yes. Why is important? Because he was the contemporary of Sant Kabir. Who was a Nirgun Bhakti saint. We'll read about this also. But what is Nirgun Bhakti? Formless gods worship or devotion? Devotion of God who is Nirakar, who doesn't have any shape. Okay? Okay. ये लिख लिया आपने? So he constructed Agra city and shifted the capital from Delhi to Agra in 1504. This is also important. Sorry? Okay. Then Ibrahim Lodi. Then we have Ibrahim Lodi. The time period is 1517 to 1526. (1517 to 1526). Eldest son of Sikandar Lodi. He was defeated by Rana Sanga of Mewar. Rana Sanga of Mewar. Mewar. Babur marched against Delhi and defeated and killed Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat. Yes, guys. Question.
reason is correct.
My Mamluk dynasty faced internal strife and power struggles. Yes, internal strikes were there. That's why there were issues in the Middle East also, and there were issues back in India also. That's why internal squabbles वहाँ भी चल रहे थे, यहाँ भी चल रहे थे. So this is correct. And weak leadership and succession, because like if some slave is liked by somebody, he's not liked by others. That's why we had Sultanate Vijayanagar. That was 40 nobles who used to run. So the statement A is correct. एक मिनट. Administration, Lodi dynasty. In general, please have a look at in general Delhi Sultanate. Delhi Sultanate के perspective से देखो. This please. Both are correct. Lodi faced challenges in maintaining efficient administration. That's true. Lodi dynasty had to deal with regional revolts. But were these the only factors leading to? Eh? That's what I'm trying to say.
Introducing the Prelims Target course and Prelims test series at ProdEgyIAS. Designed for UPSC Prelims 2026, this comprehensive program offers in-depth classes on history, geography, science and tech, environment, polity and governance, and economy. Stay updated with current affairs and sharpen your skills with our Prelims test series consisting of 50 full-length tests covering all subjects along with CSAT. Join ProdEgyIAS and stay ahead.